It's the cry of generation. It's a stirring in our soul. It's dreams still in focus. It's hope still whole. For children that are and those who will be, our destiny is justice for once, for all, forever. Let it be. No more delays, denials can ignore our voices, nor suppress our choices. We come for all that God has gave, unashamed descendants of the indigenous immigrants and the once enslaved. For children that are and all those who will be, our destiny is justice for once, for all, forever. Let it be. Liberation when we read, love when we lead, moving at the speed of student needs, pushing against the abundance of oppressive greed. For children that are and all those who will be, our destiny is justice for once, for all, forever. Let it be. All right, welcome to the Justice Cast. We're here with Dr. Keke, who is the currently sitting board president of the Aurora Public Schools Board of Education. So glad you're here with us. And we just want to tell folks a little bit about you first as we get started.
Well, thank you for having me, Vernon. So great to be here at Faith Bridge, and I love
you see this
Girl
Raiders representing that.
Yes, please, APS in the house.
That's right.
I am Dr. Ann Keke. I am the current sitting board president of Aurora Public Schools. It is such an honor to serve this community of students and parents, 40,000 kids strong.
Yeah.
And we are excited about the good things that are happening there. I am also a mom in APS. I do have a soon-to-be senior.
Where'd she go to school?
Rangeview,
go
Raiders!
Right.
And so I am excited to hopefully see her walk across the aisle next year. And I'm a community member. I am active.
Tell folks where you grew up at?
I grew up in Africa, West Africa specifically, and the name of my country is Côte d'Ivoire. It used to be translated in every languages, so if we wanted to translate it in English, it would be Ivory Coast, but now we say Côte d'Ivoire. So my first language is French. That's what I grew up speaking, and that's what I spoke going to school for the most part.
Okay. And we're gonna just chat here.
Yeah.
And tell folks, like, first, you are coming up for a time you're going to decide if you're going to run for re-election for the APS school board.
Right.
Let's first say what made you do it. Like, come on, man, school board, right? Like,
I don't know if people know, but it is. I agree with everyone who says that now. It is a thankless job. It is time-consuming. It is not paid, at least for our board, but what an honor to be a voice to those who don't think they have a voice.
Yeah.
What an honor to be serving my community, the African leadership community, students and families who go to APS. And by ricochet, other communities now who reach out to me because they don't think their voice go further in APS, and I am able to elevate these voices. So what made me run in the first place is just that, being the voice of the voiceless. I like to say, the African community is very, very education oriented, but that's not what is portrayed. It is portrayed, right? Oftentimes it's portrayed as immigrants don't care about education. No, we do care about education. We are actually the most highly educated folks in Colorado, and but because of the language barrier, oftentimes our thoughts, our ideas, and our demands are not met, and that's the reason why I wanted to run. I was victim of that, or I had an experience with that, and one thing leading to the other. The leaders in my community say, well, why don't you run? And I say, paid or not paid, let's do it.
Let's do it. You did it. I always have been proud to support you and stand by you.
Yes.
And you talk about the immigrant experience. That is a personal lived experience for you.
Yes.
But Aurora represents such diversity. I can't remember the total number
Yeah.
of languages. I think
163 languages.
163 different languages, and just the neighborhood has changed. As an Aurora kid myself, as far as school, graduated from Ranger.
Go Raiders.
Right? Aurora has changed dramatically, not just at Central, Hinckley, Gateway. Rangeview has changed dramatically.
Yes.
We've got a number of new high schools. William Smith High School,
Yep.
which is not new, but it's another one of our schools there.
Yep.
How have you been able to, as board president and also as a director on the APS board, how have you been able to lead for justice for kids in a very rapidly changing, I would say, district that is not always, I would say, not always been about students of color succeeding? How have you been able to lead for justice?
You know, I must say, first of all, I was pleasantly surprised when I joined the board to find out that justice is something that there is an intention to practice, to be honest with you. I can give you the example of our governance model.
Yeah.
Our governance model is student focused. It is called SOFG, which is Student Outcome Focused Governance.
Yes.
So we move away everything adult focus and we zoom in about the kids, to the kids, right? Every conversation, every action is centered around the kids. Every question is, how are the students included in it? How is the academics of our students included in whatever actions we are taking?
Yeah.
And that had helped the way I lead with justice, because then I can tap into this and say, hey, this is our governance model.
Right.
So me speaking and asking for X, Y, and Z, asking if immigrants are meeting the mark, if blacks and Hispanics are meeting the mark, the equity around that, and even Asians and all of that, or how we are making sure that the students, our Caucasian students who are usually leading academically are also not left behind.
Right.
You know, all of that, it helps me. So to me, leading with justice is definitely making sure that everything around is focused on the main customer.
Let me ask you this too. Let me ask you this about justice. So in your sister district, Denver, they have a portfolio model. APS has I would say similar but a smaller portfolio. Denver has traditional schools, charter schools, magnet schools, innovation schools, all these different kind of portfolios. We just helped pass a big bond in APS, and APS. One thing that happened in Denver, so let me put it this way first. One thing that happened in Denver years ago was that kids were othered kind of if they didn't go to a traditional school. Like they were made to feel like they weren't DPS because they went to a different kind of school. They went to a charter school, right? Even though the district proper was going to get credit for the outcomes of that charter school. There was a point where we had to fight to make sure there was sharing of resources from the bond, sharing of resources from the mill levies, and all these different kind of things. How does Aurora not repeat some of the same mistakes that Denver did? How does Aurora learn from Denver to say, hey, an Aurora kid is an Aurora kid? If they go to a traditional Aurora school, they go to a magnet Aurora school, if they go to a charter school in Aurora, they are an Aurora student, and whatever facility they're in, we got to take care of them. How does Aurora ensure that? I mean, like you said, 40,000 versus 90,000 in Denver. How do we not make the same mistakes as the big sister over there? You know?
Absolutely, and I'd like to say we learn from Big Sister Denver. Both from their mistakes and their successes. So what you are talking about had happened in Aurora, but we've had a series of superintendents who've made sure that does not happen anymore. Rico led the way. we also do have traditional charter, innovation, and magnets. As you know, our district with the strategic plan, our previous strategic plan, we made sure that, in the regions that we have, there are magnet schools.
Right.
We did not forget our traditional public schools, and certainly we did not forget our charter schools. When we talk about the students in APS and on the board, we talk about the students.
Yeah.
It's not some students and other students.
Right.
We talk about the students. We make sure that all of our kids are included. And when it comes to funding and when it comes to facility and all of that, yes, when the bond were on the ballot and we were campaigning for the bond, we made sure that everyone understood where the funds were going, how the funds were going to be distributed,
right,
and where they were going to go. So when we talk about part of the money going to facilities, we also thought about our charter schools, and we made sure that they get a portion of that funding so that the kids are not left out.
Yeah, and then
for
with
sure.
with the point that we can go back and forth on that. Making sure that the portions are equitable, because that's also the mistake that we made, that I think was made when Denver was, it was like crumbs, right, until there was fights had in Denver to ensure equity of distribution. I think in Aurora, we just have that opportunity to make sure that from the beginning we're very equitable.
And we have amazing leaders alongside the board. I want to say that, in our community, who cares about every student's success, to where those conversations happen, right, in the back, along with our union, right, to make sure that these conversations happen so that no kid is left behind.
Yeah, let's talk about no kids left behind. This is not just Aurora. This is just Arapahoe, and Aurora's incorporated some of Arapahoe. But when we look at the kids count report that just came out from the Children's Campaign, the reason why I'm saying, making sure the folks understand that Aurora is not, that Arapahoe is not all of Aurora. There's some other school districts that are in there.
There are, I think, 9 school districts in Arapahoe County alone.
So this data is not just Aurora specific, but it is Arapahoe County, which is a part where Aurora is a portion of it, right?
Correct.
When you look at in Arapahoe County, it's saying that 60.5% of students in 2024 did not meet English language arts proficiency.
Correct.
68% did not meet math proficiency, right? So we got these kids who are not meeting expectations at the elementary and the middle school level, and then we get to high school level, we magically have 82% of kids graduating, right?
So there is, thank you for bringing that point. Remember, last school year was a hard school year for Denver, Jefferson, Aurora, and some of Cherry Creek even. We got a huge influx of students that we did not account for, who majority of them do not speak English in our school system, from the elementary to all the way to high school. And we had to rapidly re-strategize, count them, and make sure that they are integrated in our plans and our education plans and all of that. That meant reshuffling a lot of things. When you get hit with something, a surprise, it takes a minute to adjust. And that's what had happened. So these numbers don't look great, but I'm not being a politician here, please hear me out.
We won't let you do that.
I am certainly, I want to say that we are working hard to integrate these students and make sure that they're catching up.
So let me at this point. So there were some waivers that some districts requested.
We did request the same waiver.
Right. So those waivers have been requested. So some of that data has not been included in this data because of waivers, right?
Absolutely.
So the reality is, even if we take the waiver stuff and the kids who have been here, let's say 810, 811 in Aurora. those kids have chronically been failed, right?
Oh my God, you are touching a point that the board, and I'm going to invite everyone to listen to our board meetings. They are not boring.
No.
They are not boring. I'm going to tell you why I say they're not
I get
boring.
popcorn every time.
I'm going to tell you why I say they're not boring. We meet twice a month.
Mhm.
The first meeting of the month, which is the first Tuesday of the month, all we do is deep dive in our data about our kids' academics.
Yeah, I love it when I see you get worked up.
Oh my God, and this is where the board as a whole has a time to spend the time to talk to each other, and sometimes there are fireworks,
Yes,
and query staff.
right.
And right now, shout out to our superintendent. He's doing a great job by really bringing he asks all of his staff to be there.
Yes.
So that if we have any questions, anyone's expertise, the expertise is in the room.
Right.
But what do? We take that time and we deep dive in data. Third grade, elementary, middle school,
Yeah.
and high school.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to from middle school to high school this year, when it comes to multilingual, you can see the difference because we have changed the way we address and differentiate in their education. We have I want to say we have challenged staff to really think about how these kids could be learning along with their peers.
Yeah,
so there are increments, there are changes.
Yeah, you've been doing great.
It's really slight, but it's
I'm
coming.
glad you said that because that's what I was coming to. Is justice delayed is justice denied, and we've had the superintendent on in season 1 of the Justice Cast, and I've said this to him as well. Is gradualism, incrementalism, still leaves a kid walking across the stage, not fully prepared, right? And so, when do we say we have to speed up? I think there was a data point that I pushed on him was like there was a 4% growth goal.
Yes.
And I said, that 4% growth goal, if you trend that out, you still will fail about 80% of kids. And
that's very true.
is that what we want to work for, right? It's like, I've got to lose 15 pounds in 2 months, right? And I have to change my eating, my diet, all these things. It has to drastically change if I want to get to this goal, right?
Yes.
Do you think that, because again, I will applaud you, I appreciate the grapplings that the board has. It's some of the best, right? Appreciate the grapplings that the board has. But to your point, Aurora is trying to not just have justice in talk.
That is very true.
Justice in policy, but also justice in practice.
Absolutely.
So I want to say, what is justice in pace? What is a just pace to move faster for kids and not just, hey, look at this, when we know we need this.
Very true. But remember, there have been
and
decades after
yes.
decades of quote unquote failures of our students. Some boards have come and been great in trying to close the gap. Other boards have come and been very passive and so on and so forth. But when you compile all of that and then you come to a board that is a little bit more rowdy and want results, trust me, sometimes I get accused of wanting urgency too fast, right? And I'm like, well, 2 decades or more of apathy is enough for me to stand on and say, I want this yesterday.
Yeah, because your daughter deserves a great education right now.
Absolutely, right now. My neighbor's kid
deserves it.
Who is Hispanic, right, deserves it now. Right? This kid who doesn't, lives by himself even, or herself even, but still wants to finish her high school education and get a good job to take care of herself or himself, deserves it now. So these are the things that we are asking the district to think about when we ask question and we query their data. right?
Do you think it's possible? I mean, this is you and me talking. It's not like the cameras are on. I mean,
I want to be optimistic.
Yes.
I think it's possible. I think
Okay.
it's possible, and I think we are onto something really great. But it takes accountability on the board to stay focused.
Yeah, real talk.
And
Real talk.
and I want to
Real
to
talk.
say that. As I said, sometimes when I start asking questions, some people think I'm picking on staff, or people think I am asking questions that shouldn't be asking. Damn right, I should be asking these questions. I'm not picking on people. I am conversating with them so that when they go back to their drawing board, they think about those things
Right.
that I talked about.
Right.
Because I don't get paid to do this job. I vote on the budget for them to get all that big money
Right.
to go do that job.
Right.
So that's where we are. And
So do you think your district hasn't decided that school board members should be paid? Your sister district,
Yes.
DPS, I think pays up to maybe $33,000
Yeah.
for their board. Do you feel like there needs to justice is actually compensation for school board members, or do you think it should still be a volunteer job that is thankless?
So I walked in knowing that it would be volunteer for
Okay.
me, but I was glad because again I have a dog in a fight,
Right.
right? But there have been talks since I've been on the board of at least compensating the board, and that is upcoming. It's not going to be as large as our sister city, Denver, but the board is going to start receiving some incentive,
compensation,
some type of compensation, so that
Do you
at
think that
least the
increases
board-
accountability when there's an exchange of?
So I had this conversation with with some staff. I had this conversation, and I was told I am going too fast. I need to slow down, because to me I saw it as an incentive to increase accountability.
Yeah.
But apparently not everyone is on the same pace as me, so I need to slow down a little bit. But personally, yes, I
Yeah.
think it is.
Yeah.
If you have a job
Mhm.
in any organization and you get paid, you are no longer called a volunteer.
That's right. You got a job,
You got a job.
and you got job description, you got deliverables.
Taxes get taken out,
Yeah.
and all of that.
Right.
And now, if you don't show up the way you are supposed to show up as described as put in your job description,
Yeah.
what can happen to you?
Yeah, and I think that you open up another level of
I'm
this
just
that
saying.
we've even said in Denver is like, okay, if we're compensating folks, but then they're not meeting, what are the remedies for school boards? Is this somebody that you just censure them because you can't? Can you remove them from office? What does that process look like? There's just a lot because
That would be the call of the voters.
that's right, and I think
That
that's.
would be the call of the voters.
I think you're speaking my language around if we are investing and we're expecting somebody to, hey, and I get it, it's not a full-time job that
Correct.
we're not compensating them at that level, but we are compensating them at a level that says certain things should be getting done. You can't tell us you're having community engagement in our communities and
And
we
you don't
see
show up.
Yeah, where yet, right? You can't say that you're co-creating policies with us and we see you still meeting with the
Thank you.
same talking heads
Yeah.
and not with community, right?
That's
so
correct.
Look, APS board members, if they're listening to this podcast, I'm with Ann on this one. Let's
And
go
I think
faster.
my board is for the most part with me.
Oh, good.
They're for the most part with me. Sometimes again, sparks happen, but we turn around and say, he's right, she's right, she's right, she's right. So how do we merge those?
Yeah.
But
You guys have managed this, and I'll say this too about your leadership and your board. You guys have managed, I know because I talk to a lot of you
Mm-hmm.
frequently, you guys have managed differences in a very professional way.
Yes.
You've not seen too many public tantrums,
I can't do it. I
explosions.
can't do it, Vernon.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I made it very clear on the onset of me taking over the leadership. And not that my predecessor didn't do a good job. She did an amazing
Yeah.
job. I'm standing on shoulders
Yeah.
of giants and even reinforcing more and saying, let's focus on what we say we're going to focus
Right.
on. And there have been times where I have had to shut colleagues down and say, this is not a conversation for the public.
Right.
This is a conversation from behind the scene.
Yeah.
How is that benefiting the kids?
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
keep it moving.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because there's times where colleague to colleague has to talk
Yes.
and say, hey, let's not air
Yes.
this publicly. Let's have that privately and then say,
Absolutely.
hey, I thought this, you thought that.
Yes.
I appreciate the adult, and I don't want to say adult because there's young people who can act very professional too.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate the professionalism
Yeah.
that I see on the board.
Yeah.
So 10 years from now,
Yeah.
okay, what does justice look like in Aurora? How can we say that because we did this today,
Yep. Yep.
Aurora Public Schools is a district that we can say is committed to justice for all kids?
Absolutely.
What are we doing today that's
Yeah.
going to make that 10-year reality real?
Great question. What are we doing today? You know, the community's vision and mission, which guides our results and limitation, which is what we use to analyze data, right, is coming to an end.
Okay.
We are going back to the community as we speak. We are having series of community engagement and asking the community, how do you see your district right now? Where do you want to see it in 5 years? And how are we doing? And what do you want us to change? What do you want us to focus on? What do you want us to, keep, delete, and modify,
Right.
type of thing? We are having this type of community engagement, going to stakeholders, to parents and students and all of that, doing that currently so that we can come up with brand new results, meaning goals, right, that we're going to monitor, and also limitations, which are the guardrails, the guardrails we put around the superintendent's authority that we have given him. So 10 years from now, when we finish this community engagement in September, hopefully, and we have all of the results, and we analyze it and all of that, and come up with the different goals that the community wants to see, the different limitations the community wants to see, right? 10 years from now, I would like to look and see 100% graduation rate in APS, not just with numbers, but students that are
Actually
perfect.
ready.
Thank you.
Actually ready.
Very ready, whether it's for the workforce or for college, but they know why they're going to the workforce and how they're going with what tools, and they know why they're going to college and how they're going with what tools.
I heard it there. And
That's
10 years from now, APS
what I
will
want
truly
to see.
be the destination district that it's trying to be.
Destination district that we're trying to be, not just a hub that will be helping the community, but a hub that not only will be helping the community at large, but using that to push academic experience to the ultimate and to make our students really be ready, where people will want to move in Aurora now, this side of Aurora,
I know parlez-vous français. How do you say thank you very much in French?
Well, merci.
Merci beaucoup. How does merci beaucoup? What's
Merci
that?
beaucoup.
Merci.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks
I
for
know.
being here.
I know.
Appreciate you very much.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for joining us this week on the Justice Cast. If you are moved and inspired by what you heard this week, we need you to do justice by doing 3 things. Number 1, like and share this episode with your friends and family and network. Number 2, sign and share the Do Justice Pledge. And 3, join us for an upcoming Do Justice action. You can find those listed on our website at www.faithbridgeco.org. That's www.faithbridgeco.org. Remember, the world we believe for is possible. Do justice.